Hey, it's Check Around, and we are at the Robert Bateman Center in Victoria's Inner Harbor. I'm Gordy Tupper, and we'll talk more about the center later on in the show. We have a jam-packed show today. We're going to find out about scaffolding that goes up and down. It's motorized. It's very cool. We're going to find out what to do with stuff that goes on around your home that you don't want going on around your home. And we'll start off with some very important hairdressing tips. I think this guy could use a couple from the fellows at Chatters. Hey, we're at Chatters Hair and Beauty Salon. Look at this. Jane Fonda, Clute from the 60s, right? I like that. Great hairdo. We're at Chatters at Hillside. There's 5 Chatters in Victoria, you know, and there's nothing they don't know about hair. Kevin, you know all about what the colors are for 2014, I suppose.
So I've been told, yeah. There's a lot of, I mean, we definitely see a surgence of color. New guests in the salon in January coming in, looking for that makeover, you know, New Year's resolutions and all of those. So I think it's a big, you know, opportunity for our stylists to do a lot of what, you know, is current and, you know, a little bit of a forecast for 2014 in hair color. So
just generally speaking, off the top of your head, and by the way, I love your hair on the top of your head. How often do women change the color of their hair, or men for that matter too?
Well, that's a great question. I think a lot for some people and some not so often. So maybe as regular as every 4 to 6 weeks for some of our guests.
What, really?
Absolutely.
Changing hair color? Oh.
Absolutely. So yeah, being, you know.
You mean not all the blondes out there are really blondes?
I'll never tell. But yeah, some of the things that we are seeing for 2014 is with our haircuts seeing a lot shorter, you know, more aggressive, edgy, you know, Vidal Sassoon inspired haircuts. And along with that, in hair color, we're going back to a lot more of our color blocking. So, you know, a little step in a different direction.
Well, what is color blocking in the hair? I don't understand.
Color blocking in the hair is just a little bit more of block color. So not necessarily a full head of foils. Select pieces that are maybe accented, you know, tone on tone with a little bit of contrast, or somebody that's a little bit edgier, a lot of contrast. So that would be your block coloring.
Sounds like you can do just about anything you want these days.
You definitely could. I mean, I'll give you a glimpse of like our book. Yep. Here's just one book. We use Redken color in all of our Chatter salons. And I mean, this is just a glimpse at, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities with these colors. So definitely, you know, a colorist that is customizing a color for a client, it might be skin tone, it might be, you know, their favorite color, but definitely lots of things to consider.
Now some people, I gather, talking about color blocking, you'd put some of these colors together.
Absolutely,
well, what colors would go together here?
I mean, the way that this book is split up, we have our warm and our cool. So it's separated in tone, and that's something that definitely plays off of somebody's skin tone. So, I mean, someone with a warmer tone in their skin would have, you know, a lot more fun with like warm tones in their hair color. So limited possibilities, essentially.
Really? So can do anything. And shorter hairstyles you were talking about. I noticed Pamela Anderson, I don't know if she's a good or bad example, she has like a super short pixie type haircut, and it looks fabulous.
Yeah, I mean those are great examples. We have, you know, our guests come in and they're looking at these celebrities for their inspiration. And I mean, not to say that everybody's cutting their hair off. We do have those clients that are, you know, holding on to their length, and we've seen that shift in color in our longer lengths as well. So some of the things that we were seeing was a lot of what we call ombre color, or
ombre.
Ombre, exactly.
Sounds Mexican.
Yeah, actually a French term, but it's a gradation of color. So a little bit of a deeper base into a lighter end. Yeah. We're even seeing those shifts. So some of the things that you'll see is that color being placed not necessarily deep to light, but lightness that's going to hit you where the camera would naturally add that light. So if they were wearing a heavy fringe, you might have like a bit of color in a shine line, or a little bit of brightness around that face, and not so much lightness on those ends. So
bottom line, folks can come into Chatters here, and you can give them a quick consultation and do pretty much anything.
Yeah, our consultations are complimentary, so you can go to any one of our locations and just go in to see what's current, and definitely we'd be happy to have people come in for consultation.
Kevin, thanks for this.
Awesome, thank you.
back at Chatter's Hair and Beauty Salon, and Destiny's with us. Destiny, I have a question. Do you think it's possible to curl your hair with a flat iron?
I've seen it done, but I haven't been able to do it myself.
Well, you're going to see it done right now because Kevin, standing next to you, knows exactly how to do that. I don't understand curling with a flat iron, though.
Well, I'm just going to show you. So what we're going to suggest is that you take a section with a diagonal and...
So this is something she could do herself.
Absolutely, yeah. It takes a little bit getting used to, and definitely working in the mirror, you'll see a little bit easier that way. But you're taking your section, you're going in with your iron, and almost like a ribbon over the scissors at Christmas, creating those curly cues. You're going to put your iron in, hold those ends, and just glide the iron down. And you will get the magic of a curl.
It's beautiful.
Well, no, wait a minute. How come other curling irons are rounded like that, then, for doing the same type of thing? Because that makes a lot more sense, what you did.
Well, I mean, heat is the key. And with the Kenneth Bernard iron, it has that beveled edge on it.
Are you name dropping?
I am a little bit. Yeah, exclusively at Chatter's, we sell the Kenneth Bernard brand. So this is something that you can buy and take home and use at home as well. But the key is, like I said, that beveled edge that gives you that roundness so that you get that nice, soft, modern, loose curl.
Well, wait a minute. I want to see Destiny do it herself here. You want to give it a go?
Oh, I guess so.
I'll talk you through it. You're going to hold your iron.
Okay.
And like I said, maybe we'll start with a little bit smaller.
Kind of awkward positioning here.
A little bit. So you're going to grab.
Are you left-handed?
Right-handed. Oh. Yeah, so this should be good.
So if you grab onto the ends of the hair.
Gotcha.
Grab onto the ends of the hair. Mm-hmm. You're going to go in and you're going to clamp. And a 180 of the iron, you're going to twist it towards you, and then holding onto those ends, you're going to glide down. And at first it won't be perfect, but that's okay. You've got a little bit of a bend there. So you're doing a little looser.
Curl.
And here's the beauty of that. When you have that difference in the curl and not every single one exactly the same, it's going to be more natural on you. So that's actually a good thing. So very, very nice.
Now, is there a benefit to doing it this way rather than using the curly type?
It's just some people don't want to invest particularly in a bunch of different irons and this. So if they already have a straight iron at home, it's just saving them having to buy another curling iron. And it's it's quick, it's easy. Using your sectioning clips, a little bit of a heat protectant, she can get that full lived-in second day look with her straightening iron. So.
What do you think, Destiny? You going to rush out and buy one of these?
Well, I already have one at home, but if it doesn't do the same, maybe.
Well, at least you know how to do it now.
Exactly. Just have to practice.
Chatter's Hair and Beauty Salons. There's 5 of them in Victoria, and they have a tremendous amount of information and products, just like Kevin has shown here. Thanks, Kevin.
Thank you.
Thanks, Destiny.
Thank you.
Today, we're at a construction site, hence the hat. I don't know if the picture really goes or not, but scaffolding. Normally when you see brickwork being done on the side of a building, you expect to see scaffolding everywhere. But Milan, you have something a little bit different at CHINOOK Scaffolding. Tell me about it.
Well, Gordy, this is the ACT8 Mast Climber.
What does that mean?
It is a mobile work platform. So instead of scaffolding the whole side of the building like you see behind us over here, we have a platform here that the men can work off to install their bricks.
Well, what a brilliant idea. Is this something new?
It's new to the West. They've been using it in the East Coast. It's a Quebec-made product, Canadian-made, and I'd say it's been around for probably 15 years now. And we're introducing it into the West here now. It's a division of our company.
So normally, as you say, the scaffolding would be all the way up there.
Yeah.
I gather guys would have to lug bricks and whatever else up there.
They would, yes. A little difficult to sling a 1-ton pallet of bricks onto the 6th floor.
I would say so. So what are the stats for this? What will it lift? What can it do?
Well, this configuration that you see right here, off this mast, we can go up to a 60-foot wide bridge, and this machine here will pack up to 8,000 pounds.
So that's a fair bit of whatever it is you're taking up the side.
Absolutely.
And just like an elevator, it just goes up and down, and it, can you add pieces to it?
You certainly can, yeah. Yeah, the mast sections come in 5 feet, and we can go as high as you need to, as long as we can attach to the building.
I was looking up there, it looks like you're going to have to go a little higher, in fact.
Yes, we have 3 more sections of mast to put on that one there. The other alternative is we can run up to 45 feet off of a freestanding base where we don't have to tie in at all.
Now I'm just looking at is this the whole footprint here? It looks like it's about 3-4 feet wide by 6 feet wide?
6'6" by 3'4".
Okay. What a great estimator I am. I just figured.
You are close, yes.
How many workers could you have on here?
As many as can comfortably fit safely.
Okay, up to 8,000 pounds, I guess.
More or less, 8,000 pounds of men and material.
Okay, well, you know, I have so many more questions about this, and since we're here, I want to go for a ride on it too.
Absolutely.
We'll come back in a bit and check that out. A little bit quieter now, and before we came up here, you asked me if I was afraid of heights. Yes, I just realized, yes. Okay, and it's a little bit noisy on the site, and I apologize for that, but this really is a stable, big, comfortable work platform, and I can't imagine why, for all these years, there hasn't been something like this. I mean, it's just kind of a no-brainer, really, isn't it?
I think more than anything, it's just lack of knowledge.
I guess.
It's just not been a product that has been introduced into the West, and at Chinook, our tagline is Innovative Scaffolding Solutions, and that's why we brought this product in.
I'm impressed. Now this would be the work area I'm thinking down here, is it?
Yeah, that's correct. Those are the outriggers, and the nice thing about them is they can slide in and out to basically meet any configuration you want. As you see with this building here, we have balconies that are poking out different points on the building, so we can move these to fit any size and shape we need.
Well, this is so crazy easy because, I mean, there you are. Here's your stuff stacked here. There's the wall right there. And when you're done or want to go up or down, you don't have to be hauling stuff around or anything like this.
Yeah, the other nice thing about this for the bricklayers is when they're down on the lower platform, they're not having to reach and pick things up. So it's easier on their back, it's easier on their body because the material is right behind them.
That's a very good point.
So,
and you were saying that if you wanted to, you could make this even wider. You could double the width of this?
That's correct, yeah. So off of a single mast, we can run 60 feet. And if we connect another mast, we can go up to 120 and so on from there.
I noticed around the corner there, in fact, there was a couple that were sort of edging into one another so they could go around the corner.
That's correct, yeah. They've got our number 6 unit around the corner here connected up to number 7. And they've got a walkway in between, railed off, so it's nice and safe, but that makes it a little easier for them to work.
Not everybody is building a huge skyrise or anything like that. Is there a retail, not a retail, but a home application for this type of unit?
We have smaller units, yes. Yeah.
So if you had like a 3-story walk-up or 4-story or something?
Yeah, really popular for that. We can use a freestanding base. So with this unit here, you can see our anchors down there. We can run off of a freestanding base where we don't have to tie in at all.
Pardon me, but I don't like looking down from here too much. Excuse me. As stable as it is, we're still way up in the air.
Yeah.
Now, Milan, I understand you're the only one that has this particular type of mobile work platform in Western Canada.
That is correct. From Saskatchewan West, we run the rights to this product.
And it's Canadian made, so that's very neat.
It is. It's a family business run out of just south of Montreal.
If people would like to know more about this for their construction site or whatever it is you would use this for, how would they get a hold of you?
ChinooksScaffold.ca and abcfraco.com.
Okay, those are the right websites.
That is correct.
We've had this discussion before.
We have, I know, yes.
Milan, thanks a lot.
Thanks, Gordy.
Wait a minute, you know how to get us down from here, right?
I do, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Curtis, come on. We're in a really old house with Curtis from HAZPRO Environmental. Curtis has been up in the attic there. I have no idea what's up in the attic, but from the other stuff I've seen around this place, probably nothing good. What is up there, Curtis?
Luckily in this house there's just cellulose insulation, but a lot of the older houses have vermiculite in the attic.
What is vermiculite?
It was a mineral that was mined out of the ground. Most of the Victoria supply came from Libby, Montana.
Come back this way a little bit, because it's so dark in this house, I'm not even sure anybody can see us here.
Yeah.
So this is something that you would be concerned about when you come to do the environmental study?
Yeah, most vermiculite in Victoria has asbestos in it. So it's it needs to be analyzed, and secondly, it's a high-risk removal. So it's easily airborne, it's easily breathed in, and that's really the problem.
Now, when I was talking to you a week or two ago, you were saying that mold is often found in the attic too. That's something that would be up there?
Yeah, so oftentimes in these older homes, the bathroom fans are vented directly into the attic, which causes a problem because all the humidity...
You mean they don't go through the roof?
Correct, yeah. So when it's all nice and steamy and showery in here, well, all that steam goes up into the attic, and it promotes mold growth with all the extra water.
Doesn't seem like a very good idea, does it?
It's really not. It makes a black attic, which is full of mold and completely unhealthy.
Now, people get a hold of you at HAZPRO Environmental, and they say, look, we're going to do some stuff in our house. We're going to tear down some walls. We're going to move some flooring around and put up some new whatever. They get a hold of you, you come out and you do a survey of their home, do you?
Yeah, you can call us at 250-891-4977 or Google HAZPRO, you'll find us for sure. And yeah, we have a bunch of different services. We can come out and we can do a hazmat survey, determine what kind of potentially containing materials in your house, or a mold investigation. If you say, hey Curtis, the attic is black with mold, we don't have to investigate. We really just come and offer a solution.
How big a deal is it for you to come in and remove mold from, say, an attic or crawl space?
Well, attics and crawl spaces are kind of a little bit different. There is no regulation behind how to remove it, so our training is through the IICRC. It's the EPA American approved version. So we follow their standards because Canada doesn't really have any.
Well, it seems like well, here you are. You got this mask here, which can't be fun to be wearing all day long, I'm sure.
No, but it's definitely important to keep your lungs safe.
Yeah, well, you have the environmental suit, and I've seen your crew running around this house here, and they're all duded up like this. So, I mean, it's a lot of very specific work, and as much as people would like to do it themselves, and I'm talking about myself now because I'm like the cheapest person in the world, probably talking to the pros is the way to go.
Well, at least consulting with us, getting our opinion, I can educate and tell you my opinion on what's going on, and then you can decide to move forward however you like. The reality is that I think our health is worth a lot. So sometimes saving a couple bucks as a consequence of having a bad health is not really a good trade-off.
Well, all you have to do is think of your kids for a second, and then it's sort of a no-brainer, isn't it?
For sure.
Curtis, thanks a lot for this. HAZPRO Environmental, again, the website, they can find easy. That easy, okay.
Thanks, Gordy.
Welcome back to the show. Curtis from HAZPRO Environmental has gotten out of his Michelin Man outfit now. That must be uncomfortable to wear, isn't it?
When it's hot, for sure.
I bet, especially with the respirator on.
Yeah.
So now I have so many questions about HAZPRO, and I know we've talked in the past a few times. What exactly is it that you do, and how are you different from other companies that do little bits and pieces of this?
Well, conventionally in the past, there was a distinct difference between consultants and contractors. What I'm trying to do is marry the two to some degree, and it's a more efficient, faster, easier way of getting things done. So what we can do for asbestos, for example, is we come and do a hazmat survey, figure out what's in your home. We send all the samples off to an independent lab, and then we can give you a quote for the removal. And then as regarding the mold, we can come and do a mold investigation, and then we can also give you an offer or a quote for the remediation of that.
So you don't only do the estimate, but I mean you will come in and actually physically remove it, not as a contractor, or as just removing that particular thing?
Well, we do the two parts. Like I said, one side of it is a consulting to identify what it is and where it is, and then the second part is the contracting to do the remediation or removal.
Now I understand the possibilities of having asbestos or mold or whatever are greater the older your house is. How does that work out in Victoria?
Well, the houses in the CRD, 4 out of 5, so 80% of the houses are older than 1990, so potentially they could be containing asbestos.
Okay. And there's really no way of knowing, I guess, is there really? I mean, without finding out from you.
Yeah, the only way to know is to take samples and have it analyzed by a lab. So, and as far as mold remediation goes, I mean, it's more of a visual inspection. Mold really becomes more of a hazard the greater the quantity. So if it's a small little bit around the windowsills, it's not an issue. But if you walk into the room and it's black, it's not a good, safe place for you to be.
Now, you guys are qualified experts in this field, all the various things you have to do?
Correct, yeah. Yeah, we have our own in-house training process that our in-house scientist has put together.
You have an in-house scientist?
We do, yeah. We have a girl from Royal Roads, she's got a degree in environmental science.
Not that one hiding behind the cameraman over there, is it?
That's the one exactly, yeah.
Okay.
And so she puts together the hazmat surveys and helps me with the mold investigation. So yeah, we've got the scientist end, and we've got the brawn to get it removed once we've identified what the issue is.
My biggest concern is people will phone you, and then their house will suddenly look like this inside.
This isn't what my doing was, but the reality is that's what lath and plaster looks like if you remove the plaster.
That's right, and that's where the problem area could be with the older walls that aren't like drywall.
Well, and I would say it's probably a 50-50 chance that lath and plaster contains, but oftentimes drywall does too. So it all just depends whether the guy on site decided that he was going to mix it in as an additive or not.
Yeah. So, Curtis, people can get a hold of HAZPRO how?
Our phone number is 250-891-4977, or you can Google HAZPRO and we'll come up first thing.
I'm glad there are people like Curtis, because I wouldn't want to do any of those things that he and his guys do. We're with Paul Gilbert. Paul, you're the executive director for the foundation here at the Bateman Center.
I am, Gordy.
Who is this guy here, anyhow?
This is the chief. This is a bison painting that Robert Bateman did about 10 years ago. This is the largest painting Robert Bateman's ever done.
It's pretty large. How long has the gallery been open here now for?
The gallery's been open since May, and will be open. This is a permanent gallery for the public, so it'll be open for forever, we hope.
And I'm gathering, just because I went to school, they're probably all Robert Bateman paintings in here.
They are. This is a one-man show at this point. We will in future be rotating the exhibitions and bringing in other artists.
How many pieces are there altogether?
There's 107 pieces in this show at the moment, and we also have an extensive archive, so we are constantly rotating the paintings and changing them and putting new paintings.
And I understand on Wednesdays, you have Winter Wednesdays, and it's free in the evening.
We do, yeah. So we're very excited about it. From 5:30 till 8:30 at night on Wednesdays during the winter. It's free to come in here. We hope people will make donations, but you can just come in and see the art.
And I love this. I know we don't have much time, but look at this.
Yes. This is a feature here that children just love. Families and children come in. You can actually make the sounds. You can actually create a forest sound by having all of the birds singing at the same time. So the kids run around and get all the birds going. And it's a great way for the kids to get familiar with bird sounds and what the birds look like.
The Bateman Gallery. Check it out, and we'll see you next week.